what to do with our negative thoughts, especially those thoughts so once they get into our head, we just can't seem to get rid of them. And we can spend all day obsessing about them, just thinking in circles, our minds racing, and sometimes to the point where we can't focus on anything else. In the next few videos, we'll look at a couple of ways to respond to our negative thoughts that can make them more manageable and help slow our minds down. But why not just shut them out completely and not give them any attention so we don't have to bother with them at all? How great would it be if we could just make all of our negative thoughts magically disappear and never have to deal with them again? And we could just shut out that negative self-critical voice, quiet that nagging worry, forget all about that fight we had, or stop reminding ourselves to keep checking our phone to see if that person we're waiting to hear from has responded yet or posted any updates on social media. Wouldn't it be easier if we could just shut these thoughts out altogether? Well, in theory, that's a great idea. But if you've ever tried to do that, and who hasn't, you may not have had much success. Because the unfortunate fact is the more we try to avoid thinking about something and shut it out, the more it keeps poking at us and the more persistent it gets. Just like a little kid who's bored and restless, that thought wants your attention. And it's going to keep coming back louder and louder until finally you give in and start paying attention to it. But rather than take my word for it, try it for yourself and see what happens when you try to not think of something. So what I'd like you to do now is for the next 30 seconds, try as hard as you can to not think of a white bear. So whatever you do, for the next 30 seconds, do not think of a white bear. "20 seconds left. "10 more seconds. Okay, time's up. How well were you able to not think of a white bear? Most of the time, the harder we try not to think of something, the more we end up thinking about it. And so if you spend all day telling yourself, do not think of a white bear, you're probably going to be thinking about a white bear a lot of the time. Even every time you tell yourself to not think of a white bear, you're already thinking about it. But maybe you did find a way to distract yourself enough for those 30 seconds that the thought of a white bear never crossed your mind. But even if you managed to do that, you probably just put off the inevitable, and sooner or later that white bear is going to pop into your head. And so see how many times today, or tomorrow, or over the next few days, a white bear does pop into your head, and you find yourself thinking about it. And because those thoughts we wished we didn't have always do find a way back into our head, it's important to find ways to respond to those thoughts without becoming overwhelmed. And the best way to do that is by mindfully watching our thoughts and just letting them go, or by reframing our thoughts with cognitive restructuring. And please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And to check out my online mindfulness-based cognitive therapy and stress reduction course, where these videos come from for free, you'll find a link in the description.